Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Mass Effect. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we learn about... No, we don't. We are going to learn a little bit about things, but we're right now just clearing through... Ooh, this is interesting. This is the Guardians. I like the Guardians. Although the Conclave establishes civil law, much as any planet-based democracy, you don't need to be a democracy to have law. It's like... that's... In fact, you think that maybe... it be maybe the opposite. I don't know. Enforcement and trials are more unique. After the flight from the Geth, there were few constables to police. Again, it's like anyway the millions of civilians aboard the fleet, so that the Navy parceled out Marine squads to maintain order and enforce the law. Today, Quarian Marines have evolved training. Oh yeah, also they're not democracy. I forgot about that. The game is really confused about what any of this means. Today, Quarian Marines have evolved training and tactics akin to civilian police, but remain adept at combat in the... Wait a minute, the civilian police? Wait a minute. Constables. But remain adept at combat in the confined spaces of Starship. The reason why the military is military and isn't police is because they don't fight their own civilians. Unless they're outlaws. That's where the term comes from. Outlaws means you're outside of the law, so anything goes. But if we're using traditional human designations, then yeah, that's what it means to be police. Is that you're a civilian, but you have been given the power to enforce the law to other civilians. But the military is different because it fights other people, not your own civilians. Otherwise, you're just policing. That's where the word comes from, I suppose. But anyway, the remain adept to the combat and fully under the command of the military. Once taken into custody, the accused is brought before the ship's captain for judgment. While the ship's council may make recommendations, tradition holds that the captain has absolute authority in matter of discipline. Interesting. They're so concerned about law and stuff that even to so much as sort of like attach it to the concept of democracy. And now you're saying, oh, this authority. It comes from tradition and not law. Interesting. Anyway, well, they're not a democracy, as we know. They have religion. Ooh, this is definitely not going to send me on more of a ramble than I've been rambling already. The ancient Quarians practiced ancestor worship. That is a type of religion. I'm not really sure if it is a religion, actually. It is not a type of religion. It is seen as a type of religion by some people, for sure. But you can worship anything. That's not a religion. That's not the same. Worshipping and religion are not the same. And also, ancestor worship, it's just a cultural thing, is really. Even after, well, I guess maybe it depends. Let's find out. Even after abandoning faith for secularism, yeah, they're seeing it as a religion. To make it obvious, like ancestor worship, we do have some ancestor worship in Europe throughout the last 2 millennia. I think in the British Isles there were a few cultures that did and still do that. I think they're here in Portugal, in the land that Portugal exists now in. We did have ancestor worship, or at least we have evidence of ancestor worship in the proto-historic people over here that lived with the Romans. The Romans talk a little bit about it. The Romans themselves had ancestor worship, but that's why I say it's not a religion. That's not what it is. And of course, if you're looking at it from just a more literal perspective, if you're really trying to pick on the term and sort of like not really read into what the writers here are trying to say, then you can say that modern day society in the 21st century has ancestor worship as it is, because we are our entire society is based around that. Like the names, our names are based around our legacy, heritage. And we have we bury people and we care for their memory and whatnot. That is a type of ancestor worship. It's not, of course, it isn't all that it could be. And I'm sure in the Quarians, it's not like the Quarians. But you'll note also that the Codex entry doesn't go into much detail into what kind of ancestor worship they're doing. So for all we know, they just buried their dead and kept them in, I don't know, a little hole in their cabins or whatnot, and that's it. That's ancestor worship done for the day. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but apparently that's not secularism. I don't actually know where the word secularism comes from, but it is specifically related to. I know what it means, obviously. It's specifically related to a manner of governance. You cannot be secular yourself, like because unless you're, no, not even if you are a governor, not even if are in a position of power. You yourself cannot be secular. Your position is secular, or it isn't. Secularism is. Let me look into that. Wikipedia actually has a very interesting definition here that is more or less aligned with what I was saying. It's specifically saying that secularism isn't even a mode of governance. It is just sort of like a philosophy or worldview, which makes sense because it's an ism. It tends to be like that. But the line that really caught my interest here is it says secularism has a broad range of meaning. While its definition as the separation of religion from civic affairs and the state is the most common, it may connote anti-clericalism, atheism, and naturalism, banishment of religious symbols from the public sphere, and much more. So it is. So you can read into what people are trying to say and who people are based on the way they use that word. So yeah, I don't think that is properly used because it just it makes sense in this context because they couldn't say atheist because somebody who religiously practices ancestor worship is an atheist, but they're not agnostic. They're not a religious. What's the word? Agnostic is just a religious. Really, that's what it stands for. I mean, that's not what it stands for. It's complicated. The origin of the word literally means just, I don't know. But that's not, you can't look at origins of the word and just like, aha, but the origin doesn't say that. No, it's not how it is. But yeah, agnosticism, I think, would be would be a way of saying this. But still, anyway, because they're atheists. Because that's what atheism means. It's not having gods. You can be religious and atheist at the same time. Yes, that is true, but it's also kind of complicated when most religions have gods. Anyway, the Quarians continue to revere the wisdom of elders. As time pressed and technology advanced, they inevitably turned their knowledge to preserving the personalities and memories of the elderly as computer virtual intelligences, because they didn't have cameras or photo. They couldn't preserve their things by books or anything like that. They had to create AIs. They're aliens, you know how it is. These recordings became a repository of knowledge and wisdom. Yeah, they definitely didn't have books or, cameras. Stored in a central data bank and available through any extranet connection. They held no illusions that this was a form of immortality, just like books aren't, although it is a form of immortality. I mean, also it isn't, because the books will disappear because of it's how it works with the nature. All virtual excuse me, like all virtual intelligences, which these were not, because it's like a video game. They're oh no, wait a minute. This is the weird definition that this game has for virtual intelligence. This game doesn't even have AI canonically. I mean, it does. It's the Geth, but apparently the Alexas of this world are not. They don't even have deep learning algorithms. It's like they are all programmed manually. It's just that's really weird. That is so weird, honestly, that they wouldn't. I mean, we as humans made tremendous leaps in deep learning AI in the last 10 years. So maybe back when Mass Effect was released, they didn't know what AI was, but that we have known what deep learning is supposed to be for decades and decades. they chose not to write this game's AI as realistic as we have them today. The AIs, I mean. They chose it on purpose because they could have read up on AI theory and stuff like that. Even if we didn't have the mass deep learning farms that Google has and Amazon and all that sort of stuff, they knew it was possible. They could know it was possible. Anyway, this was considered a surmountable problem. Sapiens could, which is not a definable thing, could surely be reduced to simple mathematics. Well, no, it can't, because it's the what's the word? Chinese room conundrum. because you never know if it is sapience or just simple mathematics. Although, if they're saying that sapience is only simple mathematics, then, well, you also can never know, because it's the whole thing. Can you know that there is such a thing as soul? No, because it's undefinable. The Quarians began exhaustive research into creating artificial intelligence so they could learn to escape the bounds of mortality and give their ancestral records true awareness. Oh my god. These guys are true nerds is what they are. I don't want the photograph of my uncle to just be a photograph. I want it to be my uncle. That's more or less how it goes. We have Space Systems Alliance military doctrine. Oh, I rambled about this. No, I didn't ramble about this in the last episode. I rambled about the Quarian, yeah, Quarian military prejudices, not prejudices. Dang it, stereotypes in the last episode. Terra Firma is an alliance political party formed after the First Contact War. It literally means firm earth, or firm ground. You know, just it comes from the Latin of being ashore, I believe. Its policy agenda is based on the principle that Earth must, quote, stand firm, unquote, against alien influences. This covers a variety of legislation, so they're basically far-right extremists. Let's let them be, then. FTL drive appearance and the drive charge. Oh, yeah, we should scroll here if you want to read it. Although there probably is a wiki with all these things if you want to learn more and you don't have the game yourself or don't have a save file or stuff like that. Because Let's Plays are for many things. People come here for many reasons. The starships, the frigates. Frigates is the word. That's frigate range that I was talking about last episode about the corvettes. Corvettes, I think, they're even shorter range than the frigates. Let's see if these are indeed short-range fighters. Light escort and scouting vessels, they often have extensive guardian systems to provide anti-fighter screening for capital ships and carry a squad of marines for security and ground-side duty. Unlike larger vessels, frigates are able to land on planets. Yeah, sure. I was also saying that bigger ships would have the advantage of being able to see further in space fights. But excuse me, as tremendous tractors go across my window outside. You might have not heard that. But I was saying that last episode about how space fighting would be influenced by the size of your telescopes at long distances, which is how you'd fight most of the time. And that's not necessarily true, actually. Do you know how we got the
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
I'm sure it is. Do you know how we got the picture of that black hole? It's not the one in the center of the galaxy, because I don't think that we have pictured that one yet. It's the other one. There was another one. I think it was another one. The black hole picture that it was famous and is famous. That one we didn't get from a single telescope. We got from a mixture of telescopes. So likely it could be that you could just separate your ships all around you and just make a bigger telescope like that. Because you can use algorithms to calculate what exactly is going on. Although the time it requires for you to, resolve an image like that would probably be prohibitive for fighting. Unless, of course, well, it wouldn't, because the problem with, slower than light travel, the problem with it is that things happen very slowly. So you could just spend a year or two watching the trajectory of an enemy ship, and they don't detect you because you're so far away and so tiny that they're not looking at you, so they won't see you. And then you calculate, and then you just shoot them down from space. Down as in, up. As in, there's no up and down in space, but anyway.
Is it the ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
Wait a minute. You mean... Why didn't you... I don't know what the comm room is. I think it's back here. Yeah, it is. They're gonna shout at me that I turned their, I shut them off last time around.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
You didn't seem that interested in helping me before. Why now?
The Council agreed that Saren was dangerous, Commander. That was why we made you a Spectre. We only balked at unleashing the full force of the Citadel fleet against him.
Nobody on the Council wants to see you fail, so we contacted you with this latest information.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
Also,
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
also, Spectres are spies. Like, that's what they are. They're a little bit more than spies, but they are spies. They're like, you know, 007. I'm not sure why. Whether you mean spies? That scum! How dare you have spies at all? I bet they dress like ninjas, because definitely that was a thing that happened, that ninjas existed. Let's go with this one.
I don't like being kept in the dark.
We can't have you racing around the galaxy chasing false leads, Commander. We only contacted you because we feel this may be significant.
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
So I'm not going there right now, but I think that, because I think that's the next main mission. It might not be. So, Special Tasks Group. The Solarian Intelligence Field Agents are grouped into an organization called the Special Tasks Group. The STG operators work in independent cells performing dangerous missions such as counterterrorism, infiltration, reconnaissance, assassination, and sabotage. Yeah, all that spies do. It's just how that works. I know, it's the space CIA. It's fine. Although the Spectres are also part of that, maybe. I don't know. What would be the American version of a Spectre? There's probably like a certain wing of the CIA for, you know, special agents that are very, very powerful or whatnot. I don't know. That would still be ruled by, you know, by the Constitution. And of course, accountability is an issue, but that's, you know, let's not go into the specifics. They will still be bound by the law, basically, unlike the Spectres. But that's because the Citadel is a dictatorship, as we know. So, yeah. So let's see. We are out of here, and we are going to Noveria. So we have Vermeer up there. Noveria in here. Do I know where it is? Because I don't know where it is. No, I do. It's Noveria, right there. Achoo. And back here we are. Is something going on? Opal's package. What was that? Head to Sol system. Yeah. Ooh, we need to go to the Sol system. Deal with the oh, it's on Earth's moon. Nice, Luna. So inform. That might have been one of these. I'm not really sure what it was. Did you see it on the minimap as I picked it up? Oh, there it is. You have recovered Opold's package. Aww. You have agreed to help Opold. His package has been left outside of the Normandy in the docking bay. It appears to be a powerful experimental weapon mod. Bring it back to him at his store. Yeah, the thing is... Oh, it's in Noveria, so it's here. I don't remember who Opold is. Oh, so that means that I basically missed that thing when I... That was off camera. I went back. Because it is quite a journey. So, Opold, I believe... Yeah, this is smuggling. That's right. I remember who Opold is now. Excuse me. Don't mind me. Smuggler coming through. It's fine. It's all good. What is that big machine over there? That's a cool machine. Excuse me. You're not Opold, are you? Oh, you're not a person. I'm so very sorry that you're not a person. Okay. So yeah, I brought with us Tali and Liara because they're our least, well, apart from Garrus and Caden, they are our least well-known companions. And well, we know Tali very well though by now, and we have rambled plentifully plentifully about their thing. So I trying to recall where I've been here. There you are. Hello.
Do you have the package? The customer grows restless.
Here you are.
The Spectre has done a great service for this one. From the deepness of light, it thanks you. This one promised compensation for services rendered. It humbly suggests that a sum of 250 credits would be most appropriate.
You're trying to make me laugh. You think I'm here to amuse you? To make funny, sputtering noises when you offer an insult instead of a reward.
No, this one would never. This one could raise the sum to 500 credits. That is half this one's profit taken by the other. It can offer no more.
No, it can. It can offer the whole profit. In fact, it can offer even more than that, because you are gonna be dead if you don't get that thing. There's a lot. Yeah. No. Yeah. Let's go with this one.
If that's the best you can do, fine.
This one is glad to have come to an agreement.
I'm just browsing right now.
This one awaits your return.
It is a lie that I'm browsing. I didn't browse nothing. Nothing. I browse nothing. You hear that? You weird person that is made of... I wonder what they're made of, actually, for them to stand up like that. They gotta have, like, a skeletal structure, potentially.
I'm on duty, Spectre. I shouldn't be talking to you.
Yeah, but you have... Was that Caden's voice? No. Was it Garrus' voice, maybe? Hello. So, yeah, we didn't explore down here. Let's look at the left wall here so I can keep track of where I'm going. Very sparsely populated areas. It's very clear that the Xbox 360... Well, it's not just the Xbox 360, the PC as well. Some PCs, anyway. But, it has a limitation on memory. And they spent it all on the character models.
How can I help you?
I'd like to speak to Analyst.
One moment, please. Mr. Analyst?
Yes, what?
Commander Shepard is asking to see you, sir.
Right, fine, come in.
Mm-hmm.
How can I help you?
How large are the facilities here?
We have 17 research complexes built into the mountains. Each is a self-sufficient facility housing a staff of hundreds.
Tell me about the companies that work on Novaria.
Over 250 high-tech firms rent our labs. Major shareholders include Elanus Risk Control Services, Binary Helix, and Synthetic Insights Limited.
Your guards work for ERCS, don't they?
The executive board gets a discount on facility security. Elanus also develops lethal and non-lethal weapons.
Binary Helix. They work in genetics?
BH is a leader in genetics and biotechnology. They try to keep a low profile in the media. Much of their research is in biotic modifications. That angers many Luddite, organic baseline, and fundamentalist groups.
Organic baseline? What the heck does that mean? I wonder. Also, Luddite capitalized. That's how very old school of you. Unless, of course, they're a specific group.
Haven't I seen Synthetic Insights in the news lately?
They're one of only 4 corporations licensed by the Citadel Council to develop artificial intelligence. They attract many protests. No agitators have ever breached our security. That's why they invest heavily here.
Honestly, this obsession with not having artificial intelligence doesn't make sense, does it? Do they justify that? With the Geth, specifically? No. I think it's the council. I don't actually know. We might be able to tell from the we might be able to tell.
I've taken up enough of your time.
Not at all, Spectre. This is my job, after all.
Of course. We might be able to tell from this over here. But I don't think... I have no idea where it would be, because, technology, potentially? Nope, it is not. Yeah, because the thing is... Unless we, as humans, would have a reason to fear the AI, like maybe we live in the world of Terminator, there is very real reasons why people would be afraid of development in AI. You know, unless, of course, you know, they could be afraid of the Citadel if the Citadel prohibits development in AI.
Pharaohs. Vermeer is a lush world located on the frontier of the Attican Traverse. Its vast seas and orbital position on the inner life zone have created a wide equatorial band of humid, tropical terrain. Only the political instability of the region has impeded efforts at colonization. Many times the Citadel has opened negotiations to settle Vermeer with various criminal gangs and petty dictatorships in the nearby Terminus systems. All fell apart due to internal power shifts within the opposing parties. The Citadel has written off the colonization of Vermeer as impossible without significant political change. The Terminus powers themselves are unlikely to ever settle Vermeer. Most lack the resources to support settlement of a virgin world, finding it more expedient to steal from their neighbors than build for themselves.
They're talking about the Alliance there. Most lack the resources. Oh, the Terminus power. Right. No, yeah, but also the Alliance also finds it easier to do that. But anyway, the terminologies here used are so very transparent. Oh, so very transparent. However, we're out of time for the day, and it's snowing outside, as you might be able to tell, although YouTube does compress things a little tiny bit, so maybe you can't tell? I hope you can. But for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Mass Effect. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.